Hey y'all, welcome back to Low Luxury, the channel where I show you what authentic luxury clothing and streetwear looks like. Today, we are continuing our deep dive on every possible Palm Angels piece of clothing we can look at, because I think they just make great clothes, and you guys seem really into Palm Angels just as I am, so I want to give you every opportunity to see what real Palm Angels clothing looks like. So today, we have an absolutely incredible souvenir varsity track jacket here. It's like a satin, it's incredible. It's got the logo embroidered in there. There is so much cool stuff to look at with this piece, so let's get right into it. But first, I've looked into it, and a very small percentage of you are actually subscribed to the channel. It's completely free. Just press that button and you will not regret it. Thank you so much. Ooh, my friends, this one is a heater. Let me tell you what, just look at that. That is a beautiful piece of clothing right there. But before we get into how beautiful it is, we got to start off with those retail tags that come with the piece, because those are one of the absolute best ways to tell real versus fake Palm Angels. So the first thing we get here is this big square piece of cardboard. As you can see, it's got a gold logo in there. Even the sides are painted gold, as you can see, and it's very thick. You can't really bend it very much. So printed on there is that Palm Angels logo print, and that is printed on there. You can kind of feel the letters, but I think that's just from that gold printing. It's not embossed or anything. One really good thing to look at, I always say when you're checking Palm Angel stuff, is on this logo print, look at the little frills that come out of the letters and make sure they look right. So you can see my favorite one to look at is this kind of squiggle that comes out of the left side of the P and through the bottom of it, and then loops down at the bottom, but it does not touch back with the main loop at the top of the P. There's a little gap there, and that should always be there. The fakes get that wrong quite a bit. So take a look at those little details in those letters to make sure it all matches up just right. You get a little black plastic grommet up here for the string at the top, and the back of that is kind of textured, and of course, as you can see very clearly, covered in gold glitter all over in different sizes. And then also right behind this piece here, you've got a much thinner plasticky card here. And this one, this side, the inside of it is blank, but then the outside of it has this sticker. And this one will look identical to other Palm Angel stickers and also Off-White stickers, because they're owned by the same parent company, the New Guards Group. So you get a barcode, and then the most important thing is this model number here, the PMEA number, or those are letters. Low luxury, duh. But what you should do, the first thing you should do is you should plug this model number into Google and see what comes up, because it should be your pretty much exact model that comes up. If anything else comes up, that is a bad sign. Underneath that, smaller, you get the model name. So this is the Desert Skull Sukajam, I'm not even going to try that, black multicolor, I guess, jacket if it kept going. And then the brand Palm Angels, all caps. And then bigger off to the right, you get the size, which in this case is a medium. Also attached to that, you get this gray piece of cardstock. And the logo here is embossed. You can feel that. And again, that lettering is perfect. And underneath that in all caps, connect with your authentic product. So this is talking about CERTA logo, and we'll get to that when we talk about the care tags, but there is a very easy way to tell if your piece is real or not. So I would suggest you do that and watch ahead till we get there. But on the back of this, you can also see the back side of that embossing from the front. And then you also get a very thin piece of paper, which is talking about the RFID. And the other side of that has the same thing in Italian here. Finally, we also get a nice little plastic bag with that logo on it and an extra button. How kind of them, but that's just a simple Ziploc bag here. And then yours may or may not have this, but it is always just good to have, but not necessary. So this is the tag from the retailer that I bought it from, Selfridges, and it's got all the same info, it matches up. It's just more kind of verification that it is a real piece that came from a real legit store. And then those are all attached together with this really thick, glossy black string that goes up to this light bulb shaped safety pin right through the brand tag at the back of the neck there. Speaking of which, we should take a look at that tag now. So the base of this tag, as you can see, is like a black ribbon with these vertical lines going through it. And then on there, you've got the Palm Angels logo print in like this rubber applique. So the letters, they stick out of the tag itself, and they're just this very plasticky, rubbery texture to them in a clean, matte white color. And then those tags, they fold over at an angle, because what happens is they sit like that, and then under the fold, they go right into the seam at the back of the neck there. And the back side of that is just totally blank. It's just that ribbon line texture. Now we got to take a look at the care tags that are inside the jacket. And I would say on top of the retail tags, these are going to be the other best way to tell real versus fake. So these tags would be on your left side if you were wearing the jacket. And these are a nice, clean, like really plasticky, smooth, matte black color. And they are loop tags, as you can see. So it is gray, light gray print on these, and it starts off with that logo print right up top, and then you get the model number, which will match everywhere else we've seen it. Then we will get our size chart, in this case medium. You can see that the M for medium is a bit bigger than the word size above it. Then we get into our fabrication. So this one is 53% acetate, so we don't see that very often, that's cool, and 47% viscose. Then there's another fabric 2 is acetate and viscose as well. I don't know why they'd have to indicate that because they're the exact same thing, I guess, as the one above. And then on the other side of the tag here, we get into the ribbing. So for like the neck and the hems, and this is wool, acrylic, polyamide, and elastane. So a lot of stuff in there. And the detailing, I guess that would be like the embroidery, is 100% polyester. And there's more detailing, which is also polyester. And then at the very bottom of that, we've got our 5 washing symbols there. And this next tag here, also a loop tag. And at the top, we get into our washing instructions in English. And each step is kind of like separated by a slash, as you can see. And we get it in more languages here. There's a little space between each language. Those continue on the other side into the Asian languages. And they end with Arabic right there. This next tag, once again, one more loop tag. And this is talking about ironing, I suppose. And this one now it's center justified, unlike up here, which was like paragraph justification. And then more ironing info in all the languages, yada, 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 and then a bit of space there. The backside of this one is blank. And this last tag here is the only one that's like a single tag, not a loop tag. So at the top there, we've got the company information, so Venice SRL, and then the address and a bit of space here. Then made in Italy, all caps. That's always good to see. A lot of Palm Angel stuff is made in Italy, and if not, usually Portugal. And then at the bottom there, once again, you get that logo print quite a bit bigger, just a little space there. And the back of that is blank. And these ones, they don't have any visible stitches to them because they're stitched right into that side seam of the lining inside the jacket. And now here's the thing I was talking about earlier. So right above those tags is this embroidered tag here. So it's like a gray tag with black stitching on it. And this is the Serta logo here. So under my finger right here is a QR code that you can scan with your phone, and it'll tell you if this is a real piece from Palm Angels or if it's fake. So that is a great, great opportunity. If it hasn't been like cut off or faded or damaged or anything, this is probably your best chance to tell real versus fake. And on the back of that, there is a number as well. So even if the QR code is faded or something, there's a number that you can punch in, and that's another opportunity to tell real versus fake. So I would say there's no reason not to do that. All right, now it's time to take a look at all the unique details of this piece, because it's so sick. So as you can see, the main body fabric here, it's very thin, very soft, like satiny material. It's just so comfortable. It feels it's nice and cool and comfy. I'm just all about this. It's super, super nice. So the main body is black, and then the sleeves are white with these track stripes coming down. And those black track stripes are even lined with this little bit of like bronze or something. I'm not even sure exactly what color to call that, but it is there. And as you can see here, this stitching is super, super clean and straight. So if you see any wonky stitches going off a little bit in weird directions, it's not staying straight, that is a bad sign and a good sign that it's not real. So definitely look into stuff like that. The neck is this nice, thick, stretchy rib knit fabric here with a nice line going through there, giving it this nice kind of like varsity jacket feel. And you've got that same fabrication here at the cuff and at the hem. You've got these like angled slits on both sides here for pockets, but those are just for show. They don't go anywhere. They're just sewn up shut. So it's just, you know, to look pretty. The zipper here is a nice kind of silver metal. It is real metal. And then pressed in there, you can actually see palm, and it is in that like logo print font. And there's nothing on the back side of that, so it's only on this side that it says that. And then on the inside of that zipper, it actually says Ricagni, Italy at the bottom. So I guess that is the zipper manufacturer. It's actually one that I'm not familiar with, but if it's an Italian zipper company, I've got to assume that's high quality stuff. You've got a logo embroidered in white at the chest here. And you can see that that embroidery is really, really clean. There's nothing weird or wonky going on there. Everything for each line is going like in the same direction. It's just very clean. There's no palm is one word and angels is another. There's no connecting thread between those two words. So if you see them connecting with this tiny little thread there, it's actually quite a bad sign. The jacket is actually fully lined in this kind of like purple color here, this nice comfy lining, so you actually can't see any of the inside of that embroidery in here. It's completely clean and blank. And inside the jacket, we know that the front pockets are fake, but luckily for some storage, we do get a pocket on the inside here, and that does have a button closure here, which is what that extra button that was included with the tags was for. And it is most definitely on the back of this jacket where you have this really standout signature piece of embroidery. Like, holy shit, look at that. That is incredible. That is like true embroidery artistry here. Like, I have never seen embroidery on a piece of clothing this intricate in my entire life. Like, let's get in closer here. Let me try and show you some of this. Look at the difference in those colors. Like, how do you even do this? How fine these lines are in the skeleton. It is insane. So take a good look at everything you're seeing right here. Even like the green of that cactus coming up over the skeleton. They had to separate that. They had to stop it. Then the white for the bone and then bring it back. It's insane. Like, if you know anything about embroidery, this is going to be blowing your mind right here. And then, of course, you've got that same logo up top, this like scribbly logo up here, but it's just quite a bit bigger, and it goes underneath the skeleton over here. Holy hell, this is just, it's crazy. I'm just so psyched on this. It's so cool. So now that we have checked all of that out, let's try this piece on to see how it feels and see how it fits. So let's talk about the feel first. So this being a fully lined like satin jacket, obviously it is comfortable as hell. It just kind of flows off of your body. It's insanely soft. It breathes really well. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's very warm for a jacket. That's not really the use of it. It's quite thin, but comfort level is through the roof, insane. As for the fit, I have owned one Palm Angels track jacket before, and in my experience, they're actually a bit of a slim fit, which is weird. A lot of their stuff is usually oversized, but in my experience, their jackets can be a bit slim. So I actually went with a medium here, and the fit is really interesting. So in general, I would consider it a true to size medium. The sleeves are quite long, a bit long for me, but for a jacket like this, I still think it looks fine. But the body actually maybe still a bit slim, maybe closer to a true to size small, or in between a small and a medium. So I would say stick with your normal size if you want a normal true to size fit. I think it'll work out for you great, but there are some considerations there that make it something to think about in a couple ways, especially those sleeve lengths. So this jacket, I think it looks amazing. I think it's a step above your normal Palm Angels track jacket. There's just some details in there in the embroidery and the fabrication that just make it on another level here. This is maybe one of the coolest Palm Angels pieces I've seen in a long time. So that is how you tell the difference between a real and fake Palm Angels jacket. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.